Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Batman Arkham Asylum, where we've saved all the orderlies, so we're going back to the main hub of this area to go down the elevator.
Oh, we're about to enter our first Scarecrow.
Yes, we are. Also, a random guy in a box.
He's got a knife.
Hello, person.
No, he's got two knives. That makes a way
He's
difference.
got two knives.
Zaz too.
I gotta say, Batman, I'm feeling pretty terrific.
Zazzed.
So
As in, he's very
this
zazzed
was
to be
the
holding two
introduction of
knives.
the enemies with knives, which you can't like block normally, so you have to wave your cape at them.
Which was weird because they work very differently in later games.
For
Yeah.
the better, I would say.
Yeah.
They
They're going to be your biggest combo breakers.
they kind of just play into the rock paper scissors mechanics of the combo system in Arkham 1, but
I need to get back to the
oh,
All my
right.
resources are there.
Friggin' Dr. Young.
Hands on.
Most annoying character in this game.
Yeah. She never entirely seems like she has the kind of self-awareness that you would expect of someone who's been through, college courses.
She read Joker's Wikipedia page and just said, "I can fix him."
I played this game recently and I already forgot she
You
was
know
a
what?
part of this game.
You know what? In a slightly different universe, I'm pretty sure Dr. Young and Harley Quinn would have been the best of friends. They both kind of have the same problems, don't
No,
they?
Dr. Young will probably just become
Just,
another punchline. We can't really hear it because like commentary and we talk all over it, but the stealth music for this game is called Silent Night. Night spelled
Yeah.
with a K, of course. But it still remains, even after all the other games, from my favorite stealth theme in the entire series.
Yeah.
And I like how it escalates the more
Now-
goons you take down. Also gets very Dark Knight. Like the song is very clearly Nolan inspired.
This was like one of the obvious like problems with Arkham Asylum that they did to be fair work to mitigate later on in future titles, but like there was no like for most of the game you have no real reason to look at the game through your own eyes. Just
Oh, that was such a meaty crunch. I'm sorry.
just turn on detective mode and keep it on. You'll see everything you need to.
It was Batman taste testing food for the next
Yeah.
cherry
And
bar or some other shit.
lesson clearly learned as far as detective mode goes, because detective mode type vision would become a trend in gaming moving forward after this. But most games would make it so that when you turned it on, you were sacrificing some of your normal visibility, so you would have to turn it off to continue playing.
I
Dishonored
I
comes to
try
mind.
to play the game without detective vision as much as possible, so we're not doing that.
It's really hard to get out of the habit though, because detective mode just shows you
Here it's
everything.
like you can see everything you need. There's no sacrifices unless you count the game actually looking decent as a sacrifice. Like the only reason to turn off detective mode is for aesthetics, though. I think detective mode like even lets you see more clearly what people are doing in combat to a point, maybe.
A little bit, yeah.
Man, Scarecrow's so silly looking in this game after Arkham
He
Knight.
does kind of look a little bit better in Arkham Knight. Yeah,
I said that way too early. I thought he showed
They
up by
sort
now.
of overdid Scarecrow's appearance in this game.
It's just again, it's the game committing to like everyone has a similar build. Not Scarecrow. Scarecrow's more lanky, but he still has a pretty built physique in this too. And he's not wearing a shirt. I don't think he's
He's,
wearing
like,
shoes
toned.
either. He was ripped out of a fucking medieval game.
They really designed him around the concept they had for what the Scarecrow encounters would be like, which are these big illusion dreams where he's this massive giant with spotlight eyes, So they made him cartoonishly scary
We've all been
because
there.
you would only be interacting with him in cartoonishly scary situations. To be fair, it's kind of cool the way they handled him here, but
Yeah. It's weird because it's hard to make a guy based off of a stick in the ground, as far as the name goes, kind of scary.
look,
Well, when you
the
put it that way, he
Scarecrow-
sounds really lame.
It's just weird because the only time he's ever looked threatening to me was like the one. He was like the one design in season 4 of the animated series that was actually way better.
Scarecrow
Yeah, an absolute
Scarecrow in
upgrade
the
across
animated
the board.
series was such like they had so much trouble with him. They actually had 2 designs before the redesigns. Like in his first episode, he looks like freaking Ichabod Crane, and then they give him a more intimidating look when he appears in the original series later, and then a more intimidating look in season 4. So
That one being the best one of the bunch, I would say. The second one wasn't bad though.
I kind
the
of
one with
like
the
how
walking
the
stick?
dark.
No, the second one.
I kind of like how the Dark Knight trilogy handles Scarecrow, where he's just a guy with a burlap sack over his head, but his fear gas gives him a
Yeah.
scarier appearance to the people who inhale it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It does the rest.
I liked when he was riding on the horse.
And then he gets tased and runs off.
Yes.
And the horse breathes
Yeah,
fire.
it's
of-
so funny. Like I can't help but laugh
Speaking of
every time I see
Ichabod
that.
Crane. But
No, but the Arkham
Ronald
Knight redesign
Reagan.
was really good too. What's Ronald Reagan doing inside Thomas Wayne's body bag?
My parents are dead.
Nancy Reagan. No.
Well, you got to complete
now,
the set.
going back to this, like, what, 10 plus years later, this scene is incredibly hokey.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Batman. I was stuck in there for hours. Okay, now I can actually fucking dox you with fear gas.
Well, technically, it's the fear gas earlier, so.
Yeah.
One of,
No, I
one
assure
of
you that
the
was
cool
by accident.
things about the animated
Whoops.
Way to go, Bat. I guess the fear gas has already gotten to the
One
central
of the
nervous
cool
system.
things about the animated series encounters with Scarecrow, though, was that, Batman actually did eventually figure out how to overcome the fear gas by strength of will. Like, the famous line, "I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman," is him yelling
Built
to
different.
overcome the fear gas.
I'm built
So, like... I like the needle fingers, by the way.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah, it was funny. To me, it was very Freddy
Yeah.
Krueger inspired, which I find doubly hilarious because Robert Englund voiced Scarecrow for the Injustice game.
Match made in hell.
Hell, yeah, I was gonna say not having.
The needle
That's-
fingers
that's
are a
definitely
cool
hell.
looking, gimmick for Scarecrow, but they're also like intensely impractical because like with that kind of arrangement, it would be extremely easy for him to accidentally stick himself with fear toxin.
Which I'm sure he has done.
I have an
Many
itch on my
times.
neck. Oh god!
No, I mean
Itches
just
It's one
everywhere.
of those.
I mean
This is
like
one
if he
fear.
accidentally like got angry and clenched his fist or something.
Right.
It's one of those things where it's weird to come back to now because these sort of sequences are so ingrained in this style of game because of this. So, because obviously, almost every Batman game after this has tried to do something similar to this. Spider-Man did that.
Oh, I love the Mad Hatter. In
It's a
Origins.
traditional mechanic.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait, was it
Spider-Man
Origins?
did that in his latest game. So it's just one of those weird things to come back to because, as mentioned, it is kind of hokey.
Yeah, because like Arkham City had Mad Hatter for one thing. It was more of a mook rush. Origins had Copperhead, was it?
Yes.
But Origins also had Mad Hatter too, though.
No.
So
City
they
was
kinda like-
Ra's al Ghul.
Yes, yeah, there was Ray Charles.
Oh yeah.
Also, here-
the
here-
glide tests.
and Mad
Also,
Hatter.
as soon as we get done talking to Barbara here, we're going to get one of the probably bigger deep cuts of Batman lore.
Oh yeah,
Great White Shark.
was this a Great White Shark? Yeah, not King Shark. This is Great White. This is a different
Different character who is just an even more discount Black Mask.
Yeah, I've never heard of
There
this dude
are
until
so
this
many
game.
Batman
He is-
villains
he is
that
enough.
and that everyone will say that about. Because
Yeah.
yeah, Batman has a lot of cool iconic villains, but he also has a lot of duds.
Hell yeah, Kite
Nice
Man.
crossfade. Let's go, Condiment King!
Like I was waiting for Clue Master personally. But,
Shut up.
Well, I mean, Clue Master matters a little bit just due to his relation with Stephanie Brown, but
I miss the days when Polka Dot Man was just a funny man, and now he's cool.
he's one of the best characters in that movie.
I liked
know.
you when you were lame.
That Joker face graffitied on the door is so detailed that I can't help but think that it was stenciled in. It definitely had to be stenciled in.
Yeah, yeah. Someone
Oh,
cheated.
John, was
See, I thought he just rubbed paint on his face and then rubbed his face on the
I mean,
door.
like,
John, was it our showing of Suicide Squad where someone went with Polka Dot Man? He was one of the best ones when he got stomped on.
I mean, like, the Joker had to have set up a paint stencil specifically for that design so that it could be, painted on things. And like, I have to wonder, like, okay, what were his mooks thinking when he handed them these stencils of his face?
I'd rather not die, so sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, paint the door or I die.
It's weird because like we'll get to some of the other decorations later, but like the stenciling, like the thing they set up for the door. It's like, have any of you been? I mean, I'm sure John has, but like, you ever go to like those Batman Six Flags shows from the '90s? That kind of Joker design reminds me a lot of those.
It's very fun
Yeah,
house.
so that's what it always made me think.
Batman Six Flags.
It's probably going to show you the.
I mean, you're
ride
probably just
more
gonna
than
get
anything.
you're probably just gonna
Of
get the
course,
89.
speaking
right?
of
Yeah.
the Joker's face, one of the things that I always appreciated about the Arkham games was that it's like one of the only high-profile adaptations of the Joker that sticks to his comic book design, as opposed to, let's see, well, there's the Dark Knight, of course. There's whatever the hell they were doing with the Joker Jared Leto was playing. I have no idea what they were thinking. There's the Batman. The Joker design in that was kind of just like a mutated version of the Dark Knight version, but louder and less memorable in terms of personality.
Yeah, it was like it's like Heath Ledger's design, but if his lips just got infected and just never stopped.
When I first saw him in the movie, I thought he was Two-Face.
And it's like, as like the live action movies kind of stopped trying to do a standard Joker after.
I think a part of that is because I don't think there's anyone lucky enough to play a live action.
Well,
Joker.
I mean, yeah, there's that. That's true. But like,
I think there's like that one cosplayer. I don't think he does it anymore, but like there's like that one cosplayer.
I
and
feel
that's
like
it.
with modern.
Well, that kind of Joker though only works in a certain aesthetic for Batman. Though he wouldn't work in. Robert
I feel
Pattinson's
like
Batman.
with modern advances in makeup and costuming, they could pull it off easily if they wanted to. But instead, we get like one Joker after another who is deliberately not the Joker from the comics. Like the Joker in the Joker movie could have been that actor could definitely have pulled off a comic book Joker. He has the right face and bone structure for it, but instead they just paint him like a circus clown. Okay.
I didn't mind that for the sake of the movie.
Well, they're doing that thing that the Dark Knight trilogy also did, where everything needs to be retooled so that it could maybe sort of exist in the real world.
Yeah.
Where they're doing a comic book movie that's deliberately trying not to be a comic book movie.
Did
It
you
kind
ever
of loops
watch-
back
did
around
you-
to like the making fun of the yellow
Yeah.
spandex thing from earlier.
Did you ever watch Gotham, the
I
television
keep
series?
meaning.
Never a fan of
I
that
keep
show.
meaning to check it out.
Oh,
I watched the first 2 seasons.
so I'm gonna say right now that the show is fucking bug nuts, like from beginning to end, like, and that is to the series' benefit and detriment, I will add, because it's kind of a slow start. But later down the road, when they just stop giving a fuck, I'm talking all the fucks, it becomes really enjoyable. And their interpretation of the Joker or Joker-esque character played by
Yeah.
what's
The guy
guy's
from the new
name?
Star Wars game.
Cameron
Love Wish.
Monaghan, I think was his name.
Oh yeah,
Is one of the best live
the
action
guy
Jokers I've ever
who
seen.
the guy who also played Cal Kestis. Yes.
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 He does a phenomenal live action Joker and looks really good in the role too. I would love to see that interpretation again brought to life in film.
I can see it, sort of, yeah. Although it is kind of funny how the best Jokers always end up being Star Wars protagonists.
I mean, it's about as on point as Superman playing Sephiroth, or vice versa.
God, Disney's going to start putting it in their contracts
true.
like, all right, you're on a Star Wars movie, cannot play Joker.
Was it because Well, no, because Lance Bance was never Superman.
George Newbern
I don't think so.
was
Anyway.
Sephiroth.
George Newbern was,
as well
and he was
as
a good
Tyler
Sephiroth.
Hoechlin is Superman in the CW stuff, as well as Sephiroth in remake.
So
Yeah.
this,
There
I
just
forgot
seems
that
I
to be a
believe we
recurrent
touched
so
on this
early.
in the original
Yeah.
commentary, but Bane is really disappointing here. He just kind of.
Do you like the Titan fights? Do that
Bane,
more.
Bane would have had more significance if this was the only fight of this style.
No, you said
Yeah.
In the
not
game.
even. I'm gonna say because
You
Bane
think so?
is
Okay.
actually a really intelligent character. It's kind of
Sure. They,
It's
they
kind of
do
one of
dumb
the
him
things that's
down. Yes,
off-putting
they do.
about him because he's so big. You expect him to be this dumb bruiser, but he's actually a really good at scheming and planning and plotting, and that just makes him even more dangerous when it comes down to an actual fight because he can fight smart too.
Yeah. And now he's just Bruja smash.
That's one thing I actually really loved about Origins. I really
Oh,
liked
yeah.
that version of Bane until the end of the game when they realized, oh yeah, we need to make him stupid.
Bruja smash again. No,
But,
like Origins did really good with Bane until the end. I'll have to agree with that. On this one, he's just retroactively you can make the argument that this is post Origins. You know, he never really got that intelligence back, I guess.
That's what I think is the
They're
implication.
kind of like retroactive. They're kind of retroactively
but then it's
explaining
like-
why they messed Bane up the first time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, we need this whole game to explain why he's so fucking stupid in this one.
Yeah.
And then he does some stupid bullshit in City too in his quest.
Yeah.
No, let me out of
Well, at
this
least they
cage,
committed.
Which I
Batman.
could easily just tear off myself, but
Think about what you've
Well,
done.
at least they.
Go in the
At least
corner.
they committed to.
think about what you've
At least
done.
they committed to the creative vision for the guy.
And then you just find his suit in a crate and night.
You know, Bane's eventual end in the animated series is pretty chilling though, because like the last time you see him, it's in Batman
Yeah.
Beyond, and he's just this shriveled husk of an old man in a wheelchair because the venom has messed him up that badly.
Yeah. Like erectile dysfunction is like the least of this man's fucking problems. And I'm really glad they showed like the end result of that.
I wish that they gave him the animated voice in this series.
Oh my god. Like his debut episode is hilarious to me. Like he's intimidating, but the way he just screamed, like he has no fucking indoor voice in that episode.